Uncovering some streets were repaved and they weren't really in need of it. According to the city's own criteria, you're chiming in about this tonight. Also, a city representative tells us a plan is on the way to stop violent incidents in what's supposed to be the lifeline of El Paso's nightlife. Also, new developments in the efforts to save El Paso Children's Hospital from financial disaster. County leaders hoping for teamwork by this week. And have you heard the latest about the Abraham Chavez Theater no longer being used as a theater? Well, it's a possibility. And the news has you buzzing tonight. Plus,
I'm going to sum it up real quick. We got our tails kicked.
Oh, that is the UTEP football coach calling a spade, and now the winless Miners face another winless team this season, the NMSU Aggies. Who will win the Battle of I-10 and why? Tell us on our Facebook page right now. Nichole.
I am tracking cooler temperatures in the forecast, and rain chances will also go up. Those details in Storm Track Weather.
This is ABC-7 at 9. Get ready. You become part of the day's news right now.
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC-7 at 9 on the El Paso Las Cruces CW.
Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on ABC-7 at 9 on the CW. I'm Bob Harp, and before we get to your top stories right now, as always, the one and only Storm Tracker extraordinaire, Nichole Gomez. How you doing tonight?
I'm good. It was a nice day today, right?
Yeah, it's a little warm, though, above average temps, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm
very warm, but we are tracking a cool front, so that means good news if you're tired of the hot temperatures. But let's talk about what we're talking about right now. Notice radar. It's nice and dry out there. Temperatures are comfortable as well. So coming up, we'll talk about the above average temperatures, take a look at the hourly raincast, and a peek at your weekend forecast. That's all coming up in just a bit. Bob?
All right. Thanks so much for that, Nichole. We do begin tonight with the controversy over repaving El Paso streets, because tonight the story has a new twist. Now, you might remember several roads that were not on a council-approved plan are now paved. In the last week, we've looked into which streets made that list, how they got there, and why they're there. ABC-7 reporter Maria Garcia got a hold of a city study that shows some of the streets that already got redone may not have even really needed fixing. The study was done back in 2008. The lower the score given to the street, the greater the need for repair. Well, Maria looked at all the streets in City Rep Larry Romero's district that recently got fixed and were not on the initial repair list. None of them got low scores. You'll see the story tonight only on ABC-7.
It's not too good.
Rosa Rivera has lived on Homer Street for 15 years. She says her street is in bad shape, and a city study corroborates her words. It shows Rivera's street has a score of 28 out of 100. The lower the score, the worse off the street.
The city need to fix it or repay.
The city hasn't repaved Rivera Street. It did, though, repave 7 streets and 1 alley that were not on a priority list. But that city rep Larry Romero wanted repaved based, he says, on constituent input.
We told them, okay, well, we think these are the streets that you should be concentrating on first, whether it was because they were in worse shape than others, or whether it was because strategically for our district it was more important that there be good access.
That's what Romero told us last week, but according to the 2008 city study, none of the streets that were repaved based on Romero's suggestions were in terrible shape. The lowest score was Cumberland Street at 42. And look at Hondo Pass. With the exception of a small stretch, it scored at 80 or 100, a perfect score. Yet it got repaved, something that doesn't make a lot of sense to Rivera.
We need to repay this for the condition these streets.
Maria Garcia, ABC-7.
And things have changed, though, since 2008, so it could be possible that some of the streets Romero wanted repaved were in worse shape than they were back in 2008. And Romero didn't return our phone calls today, by the way. And we also still don't know if this actually means some streets listed as in need of repair won't get fixed because they were bumped down the list. You're talking about this tonight on our Facebook page. Stay with us. Your comments coming up in just a few minutes. In the meantime, ABC-7 also confirmed today City Representative Larry Romero wants to withdraw his nominee to the City Plan Commission. The nomination of former County Commissioner Carlos Aguilar was set for a vote tomorrow by City Council. Representative Romero is not explaining, though, why he wants to withdraw Aguilar's name. You might remember Aguilar served as County Commissioner from 1994 to 2002. He was implicated in a public corruption investigation but never charged. Aguilar was also arrested on suspicion of DWI in the summer of last year. Tonight we have some new information, and we've learned this about the woman found dead in the middle of the Highway 62-180 on Friday. She was 55-year-old Tamara Elaine Lagura from California. Investigators say it appears that she was hit by a vehicle sometime before 4 o'clock in the morning Friday, pretty close to the Border Patrol checkpoint by Waco Tanks. The highway was shut down in both directions until late Friday night. Texas Rangers are not releasing any other details on the investigation. We also have new information on a mother accused of leaving her 2-year-old daughter inside a hot car while she went drinking with friends. The little girl did not survive. 25-year-old Daisy Harper was supposed to go on trial tomorrow in El Paso, but ABC-7 confirmed that won't be happening until February at the earliest because her trial was postponed. Harper is charged with negligent homicide and injury to a child. Here is the latest now on the shooting at Delta State University today. The search for a suspect continues tonight. Officers are on the lookout for a geography instructor suspected in today's fatal shooting of a professor. The campus in Cleveland, Mississippi, was locked down much of the day. The suspect, identified as Shannon Lamb, is also possibly linked to a second fatal shooting of a woman about 300 miles away in Goshen, Mississippi. Well, a sad story resonating through Mexico tonight. Mexicans on vacation in Egypt killed by mistake. Egypt's ambassador to Mexico is saying the vehicles that they were being used, or they were in a tour group, were mistakenly fired upon by Egyptian forces, and they were similar to those used by terrorists. That is from the Egyptian government. Now, Egypt had claimed earlier that the tourists were in an off-limits area when they came under attack. 12 people were killed, including 2 Mexicans. Another weekend, yet another ugly incident at Union Plaza in downtown El Paso. Police saying a man was stabbed after a fight started at a bar in the area early Sunday morning. Police saying the fight started at the 1914 Lounge and then quickly spilled outside into the intersection at Overland and Durango. That is where a 22-year-old man was stabbed, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. This is the latest in a string of incidents in the Union Plaza area of downtown El Paso over the past couple of years. According to the club owners in that area, who were hesitant to speak with us on camera, several of the past incidents originated at Club New York, which shut down recently. Nevena Christie, who owns Rocket Buster Boots, a handmade boot factory across from the Union Plaza bars, said many of the problems dissipated after Club New York closed its doors. But in the past, she's dealt with everything from broken windows at her business to someone yanking her wireless internet connection from the outside wall to broken glass in the parking lot.
Are you concerned about this area a little bit at this point?
I am. I love what El Paso's doing. I love the landscaping and the walkthrough and the mini amphitheater and the ballpark. We really need to get a firm set of rules in order, or just things that you do when you have an outdoor party, when you have live music. If we have those rules and everyone plays by the rules, you won't have incidents like this.
Well, Darren Hunt spoke with City Rep Courtney Nyland today, and she told Darren that she's also concerned about reoccurring incidents in Union Plaza. And go to KVIA.com right now. We have Darren's story that he filed earlier today talking about Nyland's plan to actually address the issue of violence downtown. Now, ABC-7 and TechStop with live traffic coverage for you tonight. Here is a look at I-10 and Prospect. Looks pretty good. No problems to speak of as of right now. The roads are dry, so that means there's no rain out there, Nichole. It's a nice, warm September evening.
Mentioned there's no rain out there, and it doesn't look like we're tracking any rain in the forecast for tonight either, so enjoy the nice weather. And it looks like tomorrow morning we're expecting nice conditions as well. But again, let's take a look at Doppler radar and track the mostly clear skies out there and the comfortable temperatures. Notice nice and quiet here in El Paso and Las Cruces. Current temperatures were still in the 80s on the west side of town. Just outside of our studio, we're at 85. Dr. Hornato Middle School 82, and Travis Elementary School, currently sitting at 83 degrees. At the El Paso International Airport, we're in the mid-80s, 78 Las Cruces, TRC 78, a little cooler in Silver City, and clear skies out in Deming with temperatures in the mid-70s. So it will be pleasant tonight, another nice day tomorrow, but our rain chances will go up. We'll talk about those details in Storm Track weather. Bob?
All right, looking good. Thanks so much for that, Nicole. We do appreciate that. Well, county commissioners are hoping to open a new chapter, if you will, in the dispute between County Hospital, or the County Hospital, and El Paso Children's Hospital, which is right next door. That's if the two can come to an agreement this week. Remember, University Medical Center says Children's Hospital owes it more than $100 million for services that UMC is still providing as we speak, as Children's tries to survive bankruptcy. Our commissioners today said they want to reach an agreement as soon as this week before big legal bills start to get racked up during the lawsuit between the hospitals. They'll meet with the UMC board tomorrow. The county commissioners will. Last week, a judge decided that Children's has to pay rent, draining cash on hand more quickly, and a meeting with Children's is definitely coming because of that. And as we also told you last week, the county hospital district is going to meet with them as well. Now, they do hope to have a concrete plan and a deal to offer Children's this week and then bring this whole thing to a close.
We're going to be talking tomorrow. UMC and the County Commissioners Court will be discussing what we will present to Children's as one last sort of effort to assist and to help them. It will be up to them whether they decide to accept it or not.
And we'll keep you up to date day by day. We'll talk of a new natural gas pipeline that would possibly cut right through San Elizario. Has a lot of you talking tonight. The exact route of the Comanche Trail pipeline is still not known. That is one of the reasons why county leaders are not allowing the builders of the pipeline to survey county land until a community meeting is held. Now, the county leaders want more than the open house that Energy Transfer Partners has planned for tomorrow. But the company is not agreeing to anything extra. That open house is at 5:30 tomorrow evening at the Clink Community Center. That's at 200 North San Elizario Road. If you'd like some more information on this proposed pipeline or the project already in the works, just go to KVIA.com and click on this story. Okay, let's get back to that streets controversy story that we just had a few minutes ago, Nicole. Our report focusing on a city study that shows some streets that got repairs, maybe didn't need them, and of course the allegations that city reps are kind of pulling some strings to get streets in their district paved before others that were on that repair list. So people are buzzing about this.
Absolutely, like Irma, who says, look at our main streets. That's where they should focus. Altura, Copia, Pershing, where there's constant traffic, and many more.
And speaking of City Rep Larry Romero specifically, Jim is saying he needs to be thrown out of office and politics forever. Unethical, corrupt, and unfit to represent anybody but himself.
And Michael says, not rocket science to figure out their shenanigans on the part of Romero. Find out who ordered these streets paved and go from there.
And Dave says, as an elected official, Romero can't be fired, but what about the upper city employees that agreed to repave these roads for Romero?
And T. Lolo says, corruption continues in El Paso, yet we as taxpayers keep paying for their shenanigans. And our government, law offices and departments, that should look into this.
And I just had to make you say shenanigans twice. All right?
Hashtag shenanigans.
Hashtag shenanigans. Tell us what you think about the street controversy. The story's hot on our Facebook page. Let us know right now. Hey, if you have ever been to the Abraham Chavez Theater downtown, or how about lately, you're certainly not alone. So you might be surprised to hear there's talk of changing the venue altogether. What? But we did some digging, and we found it's more popular for shows and concerts than it has been in a long time. So tonight we're asking, why even consider the idea if it's making money for the city? You're answering that question.
The way that I know them, they're going to bounce back, and they're going to fight back, and we're going to man up and come together as a team.
UTEP football coach Sean Kugler gearing up for the Battle of I-10 this weekend. Both UTEP and NMSU are winless. Who do you think will win and why? That's something else we're asking you at the KVIA.com Facebook page. I put that up, and I'd say in about 10 minutes already had about 30 comments, Nicole. People have something to say. Hey, and later tonight on ABC-7 at 10, it's happening every day in cities across the U.S. Foreigners legally entering the U.S. to have babies here. and with it comes U.S. citizenship for the newborns. It's perfectly legal, and it's happening here in El Paso as a business. Don't miss Rick Cabrera's special report tonight at 10. Nichole?
We're in for another beautiful day tomorrow, but I am tracking a cold front. I'll let you know when the rain will return to the forecast in Storm Track Weather.
This is ABC 7 at 9 on the CW. You don't just watch the news here. You are the news. We'll be right back.